Hello, friends. Welcome back to Book Demystified once again. And today we are going to discuss about the book Dollars and Cents by Dan Ariely and Jeff Kreisler. You know what's crazy? Just last week, I watched my neighbor spend 45 minutes researching which brand of paper towels would save her $3, and then the very next day, she impulsively bought a $200 coffee maker because it was on sale. Sound familiar? Here's the thing that'll blow your mind. It's not because we're stupid. It's because our brains are literally wired to make terrible money decisions. And the smartest people often make the dumbest financial choices. Think about it. You probably know someone with a PhD who can calculate complex equations, but somehow convince themselves that paying minimum payments on credit cards is a good strategy. This isn't about intelligence. It's about psychology, and these authors are about to show us exactly why our brains betray us when it comes to money, and more importantly, how we can outsmart ourselves. You see, I used to think I was pretty smart with money. I had spreadsheets, I tracked expenses, I read financial blogs, but then I realized I was doing something completely insane. I was driving 15 minutes out of my way to save 5 cents per gallon on gas, burning more gas and time to get there. Meanwhile, I was paying for a gym membership I hadn't used in 6 months. That's when it hit me. Being smart about money isn't about being logical, it's about understanding how illogical we actually are. This book reveals something uncomfortable. Every single one of us makes predictable, systematic errors with money. We're not random in our stupidity. We're consistently stupid in very specific ways. And once you understand these patterns, you can start making better decisions. We're going to explore why you spent more money last time you used a credit card versus cash, why you overspend when buying gifts, and why that sale price might actually be making you spend more, not less. Let me start with something that happened to me at Target last month. I needed to buy a birthday card, just a card, but I saw a throw pillow on clearance for $30, marked down from $50. My brain went, wow, I'm saving $20, so I bought it. Then I saw candles that were buy 2, get 1 free and thought, I'm basically getting a free candle. By the time I left, I'd spent $80 and forgot to buy the birthday card I actually went there for. This is what Ariely and Kreisler call mental accounting, how we categorize money in our heads in completely irrational ways. Let's say you won $50 on a scratch-off ticket. How would you spend that money? Most people spend lottery money differently than $50 from their regular paycheck, even though money is money, right? The lottery money feels free, so we spend it more freely. I see this during tax refund season. Someone gets a $1,500 refund and immediately plans a vacation. But that refund isn't bonus money, it's your money that you overpaid throughout the year. You gave the government an interest-free loan, and now they're returning your cash. But because it feels like found money, we treat it differently. Think about gift cards, too. Studies show people are more willing to spend a $50 gift card on something frivolous than $50 cash on the same item. The gift card money feels separate from our real money. Or vacation spending. You might carefully budget every dollar at home, but put yourself in a hotel and suddenly you're ordering $30 room service burgers without blinking. The authors explain we create arbitrary mental categories, fun money, emergency money, investment money, gift money, and treat each with different rules. But money doesn't actually have categories. A dollar is a dollar is a dollar. Here's where it gets weirder. We engage in payment depreciation. This is why casinos use chips instead of cash, and why credit cards make us spend more. Physical cash creates payment pain. It actually hurts to hand over those bills. But when we swipe a card, that pain reduces. The payment feels less real, so we spend more freely. I learned this in Atlantic City. I brought $200 in cash, lost it quickly, then started using my credit card. Suddenly, I wasn't thinking of it as real money anymore, just numbers on a screen. This is exactly why retailers push credit cards and buy now, pay later services. They're reducing payment pain, making it easier to spend money we don't have. Now let's talk about something costing Americans billions, our obsession with sales. The authors explain price anchoring, when the first price we see becomes the reference point for everything else. I was shopping for a couch last year, and the first store had one marked at $4,000. When I saw a similar couch for $2,500 at the next store, it felt like a bargain. I was comparing it to the $4,000 couch, not to what I actually wanted to spend.
This is how retailers manipulate us. They put ridiculously high original prices, then mark down to what they actually want to charge. Ever notice how stores like JCPenney always seem to have sales? They're setting high anchor prices, so sale prices feel reasonable. We get so excited about discounts that we forget to ask, do I actually need this at any price? I fell into this trap with a kitchen gadget on Amazon. Normally $120, but on sale for $60. I felt like I was getting an amazing deal. Later, I found the exact same product at Target for $45, no sale needed. That original price was completely made up. Hey, if you're enjoying our free book summaries and want to support what we do, there are a few easy ways to help. You can subscribe to the channel, become a member, or grab the book using our affiliate link in the description. And if you'd like to go a step further, you can also leave a tip via PayPal or UPI. The link's below. Every bit of support helps us keep creating valuable content for you. Let's talk about opportunity cost neglect, focusing only on immediate costs without thinking about what else we could do with that money. My friend Sarah wanted a $2,000 Peloton. She did math about saving on gym memberships, but didn't consider what else she could do with $2,000. If she'd invested it instead, it could have grown to over $3,000 in 2 years. That Peloton wasn't just costing $2,000, it was costing all the other opportunities. This happens constantly. We get so focused on whether we can afford monthly payments that we forget about opportunity cost. Those $500 monthly student loan payments for 10 years, that's $60,000 not invested for retirement, worth hundreds of thousands by retirement age. Now, here's something painful. Loss aversion. Losing money feels much worse than gaining the same amount feels good. The pain of losing $50 is about twice as strong as the pleasure of gaining $50. This leads to irrational decisions. Ever bought stock, watched it drop, and refused to sell because you didn't want to lock in the loss? I did this with travel company stock during the pandemic. Bought at 50, it dropped to 25. I held on for over a year hoping it would recover, missing out on better opportunities. The money was already gone. Holding on to a losing investment doesn't magically bring it back. This shows up everywhere. That gym membership you're not using? You keep paying because canceling feels like losing money you already spent. But the money's gone whether you cancel or not. You're just throwing more money away. Let's talk about social spending, how we spend differently when buying for others. Ever notice you spend more on gifts than you would on similar items for yourself? There's psychology here that makes us less price sensitive when buying for others. I'll spend 20 minutes comparing prices on a $30 item for myself, but drop $60 on a gift without thinking. Business dinners are extreme examples. When someone else is paying, people suddenly develop expensive tastes. The same person who clips coupons will order the priciest menu item on the corporate card. Here's something particularly relevant today: lifestyle inflation through social media comparison. Instagram and TikTok have turned everyone into lifestyle influencers, constantly showcasing purchases, vacations, experiences. Each post subtly shifts our perception of what's normal. I felt this pressure in my 20s. Everyone seemed to be buying houses, taking exotic trips, wearing expensive clothes. I started making financial decisions based on keeping up rather than what made sense for my situation. I racked up credit card debt, trying to maintain a lifestyle that looked good on social media but destroyed my finances. We compare ourselves to people who have more, not less. We notice our friend's BMW, but not our neighbor's 10-year-old Honda. We see curated vacation photos, but not the credit card bills that followed. Social media shows highlights, not student loan payments or financial stress. Let's address the subscription economy that's bleeding our bank accounts. Netflix, Spotify, Amazon Prime, gym memberships, meal kits. Individually, they seem small, but together they add up fast. I was shocked to discover I was spending over $400 monthly on subscriptions I barely used.
The psychology is brilliant for businesses, but dangerous for us. Monthly payments become background noise. Each payment is small, so it doesn't trigger spending alarms.
Businesses make cancellation complicated and guilt you into staying with special offers. I started doing subscription audits every 6 months, going through statements to identify every recurring charge. For each one, I asked, have I used this recently? Does it bring enough value to justify the cost? I canceled anything that didn't pass the test. Here's something crucial about payment methods. They're never neutral. They're always influencing spending. Cash creates payment pain that acts as a natural spending brake. Credit cards reduce that pain. Mobile payments like Apple Pay reduce it even further. Now you can buy with just a fingerprint scan. I noticed this when I started using Apple Pay extensively. Coffee and lunch felt effortless, just tap and go. But these tiny, frictionless purchases were adding up to hundreds monthly. Buy now, pay later services exploit this further, making large purchases feel manageable by splitting payments. Finally, let's talk about something we're terrible at understanding: compound interest. Most Americans don't grasp how powerful it is when working for us, or how devastating when working against us. If you invest just $50 monthly, starting at age 25, earning 7% annually, you'll have over $100,000 by retirement. Wait until 35 to start, and you'll have less than half that amount. But compound interest works against us too with debt. $5,000 in credit card debt at 18% interest, making minimum payments, it takes over 7 years to pay off and costs nearly $4,000 in interest. That $5,000 debt actually costs $9,000 total. The key insight from this entire book is that our brains aren't designed for the modern financial world. We evolved to make quick decisions about immediate threats and rewards, not complex calculations about future costs and benefits. But once we understand these psychological biases, we can design systems to work around them. Set up automatic transfers to savings so you can't spend that money elsewhere. Use cash for discretionary purchases to increase payment pain. Do regular subscription audits. Calculate annual costs of recurring expenses. Understand that every dollar spent is a dollar that can't be invested for your future. The smartest people make dumb money choices not because they lack intelligence, but because they're human. These psychological biases affect everyone. The difference is whether you're aware of them and actively working to counteract them. Your future financial success depends not on eliminating these biases, that's impossible, but on recognizing them and building better systems to work around them. Remember, being good with money isn't about perfect self-control or complex strategies. It's about understanding how your own brain works and designing your financial life to make good decisions easier and bad decisions harder. That's the real wisdom from Dollars and Cents. We can't change human psychology, but we can definitely outsmart it.